What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 5, NHL 23, Edmonton Oilers Franchise Mode Series. As always, really appreciate the support on these videos. If you wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up on this one, it would mean a lot to me. As you guys can see, we're currently 6-0 in the preseason, so we're undefeated. Draisaitl there's averaging over 2 points a game. He's currently got 14-6. The dude is just going off. If you guys missed the last episode, we did not win the Stanley Cup. The Dallas Stars did, but we did make the conference final. Lost in 7, actually, to the Stars. So we're getting better. I'm really hoping we can bring McDavid a Stanley Cup sooner rather than later. So I'll show you guys what the line's looking like for this season. Made a huge trade bringing in Sidney Crosby. I feel like him on that first line now, McDavid and Draisaitl. Like, are you kidding me? Plus 5 chem. They're just going to absolutely go off. I mean, already Draisaitl, of course, in the preseason is playing out of his mind. Second line there, you got Holloway playing with Misa and Hyman. Misa's now an 87. They get a +3. Third line here is Yamamoto, Frost, and Nugent Hopkins. Fourth line, we got McLeod, Millette, and Poulin. So I think the forward group looks really solid. Defensively here, Taves and Riley, the new top pair. We made a big-time trade as well. Probably bigger than, honestly, the Crosby trade. Bringing in Morgan Riley there for Zachary Benson. I feel like we could afford to give up Benson with the emergence of Michael Misa. And Riley here is kind of exactly what we wanted. An offensive defenseman there. 95 offensive awareness and passing. Still solid defensive game, but obviously going to have him quarterback our power play. Second pairing there, Murphy, Broberg isn't too bad. Bottom pair as well, Ryan Johnson, Will Borgen. Defensively here, we actually let go Stuart Skinner, wanted too much money. Brought in Carter Hart, though, was 89 overall, and we got him signed for 6.75. So I think it's actually a pretty good deal for an 89 overall goalie, and he's relatively young, still at 28. Vinny there backing him up is 82. Tons of X factors, mainly potential. I was just talking about the power play, guys. As you can see, look at that thing. Crosby out front, Misa, Draisaitl, McDavid, Riley at the point. Like, come on. Power play 2 there. Hyman's out front, McDavid's double shifting. Yamamoto, Nuge, Taves on the point. The 4-man power play 1, I mean, again, McDavid, Crosby, Draisaitl playing together is just going to be so fun. Hopefully they can just kind of go off for us. PK 1, you can see, looks pretty solid there, Nuge and Holloway. PK 2, I've actually got Crosby on it. PK 3, we're actually trying Millette there with Frost. Hopefully that can also, get him some growth. Nugent Hopkins on the 3-man with McDavid and Draisaitl behind him. I figured 3-man, just put out your best player. Hope for the best if you're down 2 guys. In terms of the AHL team, we're actually looking not too bad. Throw 5 there's a 79, same Niederback, Tulio. Lombardi there we signed, Suzuki, Iskakov, we got Stopchuk, Simoneau, Chason, Ronning, Protis, and Kisakov. Defensively here, Norlander, Sandin, Palika, top pair. I thought about maybe calling him up, but only an 80 overall. I feel like we'll wait 1 more year on him, probably for the best. Hemosami, Dvorak, second pairing. Kuliachanik, Sobrano on the bottom pair. And goaltending here, Jones is our starter, or they're backing him up. Or he's got medium starter potential, so it could actually end up being, a decent goalie for us in the future. Now, before I show you guys the ratings, I was actually checking the record book. I figured, Oilers team, obviously Gretzky's going to have every record, but he only played with the Oilers for half his career or so, so that isn't really the case. As you can see, McDavid, already, he's only 500 points back at Gretzky, could easily pass him as the all-time scoring leader for the Oilers in this series. Nugent Hopkins already tied Kevin Lowe as the longest-lasting Oiler in terms of seasons. They both got 15, so he's about to break that. McDavid's still about 400 assists back at Gretzky. Games played, Nugent Hopkins already set the record, 1,047, which is pretty nuts. Obviously, it does help injuries turned off, but still, kind of crazy to see. At the bottom there, you can see even Draisaitl, only 140 goals back at Gretzky's all-time record. So, the fact we're going to be smashing some of Gretzky's records here, because obviously, no plans of trading McDavid or Draisaitl, I think, is a pretty cool thing for sure. Now, look at the ratings here, guys. You can see we've got 97 offense, 95 defense, 88 goaltending. So, hopefully, this team we built is one capable of winning Stanley Cup. Let's find out. And how funny is this, guys? If you remember last summer, I tried signing Ekholm. He signs with the Devils instead. And now they're offering him to us with a 3rd and a 4th round pick for Dvorak, Hemosami, and Orr. So they want quite a bit back here for a guy that's 81 overall. Also, we're 3 and 4 right now to start the year, which isn't amazing. The Devils there have a better record than us. 2 assists. I do think it'd be cool to bring him in, obviously, with the others signing him in real life. Not at this price, though. We don't want the 3rd or the 4th. I'm trying to think here what actually makes sense. Ekholm value, I would give them a pick. I'm trying to think. I guess he would start over Johnson. Maybe we'll try Florida's 3rd this year, and then we'll do our, 5th next year. 3rd and 5th is about the right value. Maybe we could even get away with a 3rd and a 7th instead. I'll do that a long time from now. Again, I'm not really trying to give up a lot here for potentially a 7th defenseman, depending on how the chemistry goes. Trades rejected. Now, they said no to the 7th, could try a 3rd and a 6th, which they do say yes to. Okay, so let's see if Ekholm boosts up the chemistry on this team. Again, Oilers signed in real life. I feel like it's just cool to do. Draisaitl 8 goals, 1 assist right now. That's funny. And now check this out, guys. Bringing in Ekholm really worked out for us. As getting a +5 chemistry boost with Connor Murphy on the 2nd pair. We now have Borgen and Broberg on the bottom pair. And scratch right now is Ryan Johnson. But he had 0 points so far in 8 games. I feel like probably ends up being traded at the deadline. Of course, too, Ekholm should be a decent PKer for us. And now the Senators are offering us Scott Mayfield here and a bunch of picks for Dvorak, who's medium top 4 potential, and they want Orr as medium starter, so I'm saying no. Obviously, we have a good amount of defensive depth now. Currently 13-7-1, not terrible. As for nothing to say over here, guys, the record of 22-10-2, currently second place there in the division. I guess we're actually tied with the Kraken. They just have a game in hand, so playing pretty well here. Currently, McDavid leading scorer, 56-34, so as always, as expected, he's crushing it. AHL-wise, 0-5 there, actually 8 point per game. Also, too, guys, forgot to show you at the beginning of the episode, but in case you missed it last episode, we have a new head coach here in Matheson. I think we signed him as an A-, now he's an A, so I really do think you kind of need an A coach to win. So hopefully, you can help us out again this year, make a deep playoff run. And now check this out, guys. We're at the deadline here with a record of 41-19-2. We're crushing it. 84 points so far on the season. We're tied with the Predators there for second in the league. Maple Leafs actually have 89. Wow. So McDavid there, 92 points already at the deadline. He's already almost hit 100. Dude's just an absolute animal. Tyler Tullio there's got 45 and 57, which is pretty solid. So we get to the deadline. As I mentioned, definitely can use, Ryan Johnson there as a trading chip. He's only signed for 1 more year. Would like to upgrade somewhere, try to make a cup run here. Are you kidding me? I mentioned Quinn Hughes last season, potentially signing him. I was 1 year early on that. Wow. 91 overall. If he does get to free agency, I might be kicking myself a little bit for the Morgan Riley trade, as obviously we get quite a bit to get him in Zach Benson. Still, we're playing well, so can't be too upset, I guess. Thomas Chabot right behind him there, Adam Pelech, Drake Batherson, Strome, Tarasenko, Anderson, Pesci, Nurse on Ottawa, pretty funny, Peyton Krebs as well. And now speaking of Hughes, I'm curious to see how Riley's doing as our #1 offensive defenseman. He's got 57 points in 63 games. I mean, that is pretty solid. I should check Hart's numbers too. Obviously, we're paying him quite a bit here. 0.915 to 2.52. I mean, those are good numbers too. So, yeah, the team is looking good. I'm thinking probably just a minor move here, if we make a move at all. I think definitely, bringing in Ekholm looks to have given this team a boost, because when we got him, we were only like 500. So, he's actually dropped in rating. Luckily, only signed for 1 more year. And honestly, guys, I feel like next season, if Ekholm does retire or drops in rating even more, we'll just call up Sandin Pellikka, so we'll be set there. Maybe we just trade Johnson for like a 3rd-round pick or something, essentially getting Ekholm for him. Alright, guys, so right now I'm trying to trade Ryan Johnson to the Hurricanes for a 2nd-round pick. He didn't quite have enough value for that pick, so I'm throwing out a couple prospects I probably won't sign. Kumatov, medium 7th D, and Markstrom here, medium bomb 6 forward. So they help us get a 2nd instead of a 3rd, definitely worth it. And the trade's accepted. Okay, so there we go. Again, a piece, we weren't using, he was just scratched. Now we actually have 3 2nd-round picks next year, which is kind of surprising for our team. A little bit of time left in the deadline. I'm still looking around. Really, haven't found like that small piece yet I find is worth adding. Obviously, a big piece like Quinn Hughes be sick. But after signing Riley, we don't really need him. And also, too, look at the trade value there. He just cost way too much. And so the trade deadline is now complete, guys. I guess we made an early trade there for Ekholm. And like I said, I just couldn't really find a trade that made sense at the actual deadline here. Drake Batherson to Columbus for a 1st-round pick in Vidicek. That is a big-time trade. We have our trade there. Johnson to the Hurricanes, Cal Foot to the Leafs, Adam Pelech to the Coyotes, also a big trade. 2 1st-round picks going the other way. Cody Glass to the Hurricanes, 4 1st-round pick. Anton Forsberg to the Flyers, Ristolainen goes to the Blue Jackets. Caleb Jones there to the Islanders. Yanni Gourde to the Islanders. They're kind of loading up here. Freddie Anderson on the Devils now. Tarasenko to the Leafs. Giroux on the Rangers. Okay, Ryan Hartman there joins the Preds. Klingberg joins the Minnesota Wild, so like the 2nd time, because obviously he just went there in real life, for 2 1st-round picks. So Dallas stole him from us, and then they get 2 firsts for him. Not bad, obviously, GMing there. Malkin, obviously, was on our team for a bit last year. Now joins the Vegas Golden Knights. In exchange for Nicholas Hague, which isn't a bad return there for Washington. Vancouver gets a 1st-round pick for Ethan Bear, a 3rd and 4th. That's pretty good as well. Ottawa traded away Darnell Nurse with Scott Mayfield and a couple others for a 1st, a 2nd, and Nobles. I mean, we got 1 1st-round pick back, and people were saying that was unrealistic. Well, the computer just traded him for more than that, so I probably could have asked for more. Maxime Comtois there to the Leafs. Eric Branstrom joins the Avalanche for a 1st-round pick, so a ton of 1st-round picks being moved. I think it's the theme here. Yeah, Pelech, though, for 2 firsts. That was nuts. Labushkin back on waivers. Kind of feel bad for him. Really, though, don't have a spot for him on the team, so it's a decline. Now, obviously, guys, we didn't make any moves at the deadline, so we're just going to keep the lines as they are. The team's playing well. I really like this top-heavy line. Draisaitl, Crosby, McDavid. They seem to be going off. Behind McDavid, Crosby there's got 78 in 63 games. Draisaitl's got 66. Crosby's actually got more than Draisaitl, which is pretty surprising. And so here we go, guys. At the end of the season now with a record of 55, 22, and 5. Good for 115 points on the year. 1st place in the division and the conference. Maple Leafs also had 115. Wow, so we'll have to see who has the tiebreaker there for the President's Trophy. But obviously, a great season here from the team. McDavid put up 115 points. You love to see that. AHL-wise, Tullio had 60 points, and they are in the playoffs. They're 3rd in their division, so Very cool. We have yet to win a Stanley Cup or a Calder Cup, so we'd love to win, either or here, maybe both. Behind McDavid, Crosby put up 91. As I mentioned, he actually outscored Draisaitl, which is pretty crazy. He did have about a minute more time on ice, but still, I would expect Draisaitl to have more points. Obviously, those three guys we expected big things from, and they definitely performed. Riley there, 73 points. I mean, that's awesome. Plus 46. Misa at 63. Hyman there, 55 with a -5, though, which is a bit concerning. Devin Tate, 63 points. Second power play, top D pair. I'll take that from him for sure. Obviously, we want him more for that solid D game, 95 D awareness. To put up 50 points, I'm happy with. Nuge also put in 50, playing on the third line, but also, too, he's playing on both the power play and the PK, so still had 50 minutes a night. Holloway there, basically 40 solid. Yamamoto 33. Could have been better. Frost 31's also not bad. Again, great contract on him. $2 million for the next 2 years. The rest of the guys here really not expecting to produce too much, and I feel like, they didn't do too bad. Goaltending stats, I mean, look at that. Carter Hart, 918 save percentage, 2.43 goals against. He looked really good. Vinny's numbers, not so good. I wonder, too, his poise there, still only 66. I thought, really for goalies, poise only mattered in the playoffs, but that's a bit concerning, his numbers. Behind Tulio here, Niederbach, Durofayev, Iskakov, Simino, Suzuki, Senplika at 40. Still an 80, though, hopefully in the summer. He'll grow for us. The rest of the guys there, nothing crazy. Goaltending stats here, Jones, 914, 2.22. Those look good as well. And now check the entire league here, guys. Behind McDavid, Kyle Connor had 111. Jeez. McKinnon, 101. Fox, 100 points as a D-man. This dude's insane. It's basically like him and Cale Makar just constantly battling over that Norris trophy. Austin Matthews on the Coyotes puts up 99. Kaprizov playing with Boley there. Fiala, Keller. Looking at goals here, Kyle Connor beats up McDavid by 4, but that's all right. We'll take the Art Ross. That's good enough. Defensive scoring there, obviously, yeah. Fox 1. Makar over point per game was in 2. Same with Yossi. Riley, though, is 6th in the NHL. Brant Clark there, 75. Wow, he actually kind of popped off for the LA Kings. Most of these guys, though, do make sense. Checking out goalies here. Carter Hart, most wins. Did he have the best save percentage as well? Jesper Wallstedt there, 924. He's up to an 89 for the Wild. Hart, though, isn't too far behind. Yorgie's ahead of him as well. If he has a really low goals against, maybe he has the lowest goals against. Okay, so most wins, lowest goals against, and save percentage is pretty close to Wallstedt. I feel like he's got a chance at that Vezina trophy. Rookie skaters here, don't believe we had any. This Chad Jams guy, 20 years old, 83 overall. Medium elite for the Preds, put up 63. Now look at this, Alex Zetterberg just made his NHL debut, 48 points. 85 overall he was, oh my god. And pretty much perfect hand stats there for the Sharks, it's kind of nuts. Salah as well made his debut at 85 as well. Interesting. Gab McKenna there, 44 and 82. He was 84 overall for the Islanders. Now for the moment of truth here, guys. Did we take home the President's Trophy? No, are you kidding me? The Leafs get it. Wait a minute. They had one less win, but they had more regulation overtime wins. Does it go to regulation overtime wins before it goes to regular wins? That sucks. I feel like the team with their most regular wins should get it first, then go to regulation overtime, then go to whatever happens next. I mean, still, we're President's Trophy winners in my mind. I will take a look here and see, did the top 16 make it? They did. Okay, so nobody gets screwed this year. And the last place here with the Red Wings, 59 points. Come on, Yzerman, you got to turn that team around. Winnipeg Jets there, first in goals for. We were 4th, though. Hurricanes 5th, don't even make the playoffs. And then goals against here, the Maple Leafs did have the best. We had the 3rd best, though. So no William Jennings for Carter Hart, unfortunately. But still, I think, a very, very solid year. Definitely can't be upset about any of this. Next, though, have to worry about the playoffs. Can we get a Stanley Cup for McDavid? That is the goal of this series. Now, look at this. First round, we got the Arizona Coyotes. It's McDavid versus Matthews. This is actually be pretty sick, honestly. First line's pretty disgusting. Keller, Matthews, Gunther. Matthews is now at 96. Keller, Gunther, both 91s. Cole Yzerman there, playing with Cooley and Smith on that second line. That top 6 is absolutely unreal. Third line, you got Hayden playing with Geeky and Kraut. That's actually a really solid third line, too. And then they got Michelli, Danielson, and Nyberg on the 4th line. That's not that bad either. Defensively, they just traded for Pellick, 2 first-round picks. They're making a run at it. Soderstrom's playing with him on the top pair. Behind them, they got Doughty, Provorov, McCabe, Moser. I mean, this team looks pretty good. They got Tristan Jarry starting. Stuart Skinner backing him up, or I guess it's a split. How much are they paying these two? Skinner, 5.1 for 1 year. Jarry, 5.1 for 2. Interesting. $10 million on 2 goalies who are both decent. Why not just, buy an elite goalie for 10 mil? But we'll see if their strategy works here. We do have the home ice advantage, but this Coyotes team looks good. Definitely expecting a battle here. First game, though, we do win 4-2 at home. Second game, another win, 3-2. So luckily, Hart playing good for us. Head to Arizona now. 8-4 win game 3. Game 4, though, we unfortunately lose 3-1. Game 5, head home. 3-2 OT loss. I mean, at least both losses were close games. 6-2 win. There we go. Get by the Coyotes in 6. Honestly, that team was so stacked. if we can beat them, I feel like should be able to beat any of these teams. Morgan Riley there's got 10 points in 6 games. So he heard me talking about how maybe I should have gotten Quinn Hughes, and he showed me no. I made the right decision trading for him. Now look at the Kraken. You got Buchnevich on their team, playing with Beniers down 90. Redok Poso. Offman they also got. Wright, McCann, Burakovsky there. Asplin, Ernie, Pinelli, Colton, Carrier. Defensively here, Dunn, D'Angelo, Alexiak, Fowler, CC, Schultz. Goaltending, Sorokin starting, that's right. Bjarnson there backing him up, 82 overall. So they obviously have much better goalie here in Sorokin. The rest of the team too, like, I don't know, I think the Coyotes team was kind of built better, at least how I would build it, but this Kraken team made it to round 2 of the playoffs, so can't take them lightly, that's for sure. First 2 games at home, and we get a loss, and then an OT win, so we just squeak out a 1-1 series tie. Head to Seattle now. 3-2 win in Game 3, 4-3 win, so I mean, look at this. Every single win so far has been a 1-goal game. Luckily, find ourselves up 3-1. Game 5, my bad, at home. We win that 6-3. So after losing the first game, we win the next 4 straight, which is pretty nice. Heading on to the conference final, we had the Winnipeg Jets facing off against the Maurice Richard Trophy winner in Kyle Connor. McDavid there popping off, 18 points in 11 games, 12 goals. He's averaging over a goal a game. I mean, even for McDavid, that is pretty impressive. So looking at the Winnipeg Jets here, guys, you got Connor, Dubois, and Stone on that first line. Again, Stone returning home is pretty cool. Dubois does not leave for Montreal in this sim. Chaz Lucius, Perfetti, Scheifele on the second line. So Scheifele stays with the team. Matthew Phillips actually up to an 84. That's very cool to see. He's a guy who would often not grow. I like seeing guys like him who are kind of fringe players actually have some success once in a while. He's playing with Carlson and Suter on that third line. Palmieri, Patrick. I think Patrick's also from Winnipeg. Don't quote me on that. And Radish there on the fourth line. Defensively here, Morrissey's still there playing with Bouchard. Of course, we made that huge trade with them, trading Bouchard 8th overall to get Zach Benson. Bouchard here is 86 overall. He's got 14 points in 10 games. Looking like a pretty good player for them, so he's probably going to want some revenge against us. They got Miller, Hinola, second pairing. Sandberg, Edmondson on the bottom. Goaltending-wise, Hellebuck still there, started there, 90 overall. And now before we start the conference final sim here, guys, quickly looking at the AHL team. Okay, so they lost in the first round, the Ontario Reign. That's kind of tough, but I mean, at least they made the playoffs. So obviously, conference final, we're simming this thing period by period. Jets are 8-2 so far in the playoffs. Wow, so they're a deadly team right now. We're up 2-0 though. Crosby, McDavid. I mean, come on. These two together, I still just can't get over that. What a duo. 3-1. Crosby has another. Dubois for them. 4-3. We hold on there. Jeez, they were fighting. Carlson had a shorthanded goal with a minute left. I'm sure they pulled the goalie after that one and just couldn't get one by Hart. So just barely holding on that first game, winning 4-3. Game number 2, guys, still in Edmonton. 3-0 lead for the Jets. Connor's got a couple. Scheifele 1. 4-0. Scheifele with another. Are they going to get a hat trick? 5-5. Are you kidding me? What a third period. Hyman's got 2, so actually Hyman could get a hattie here. He scores the game winner in OT. Yamamoto, Murphy, McLeod. We actually had a 5-4 lead with less than a minute to go, and Suter scores one there, 44 seconds left on Vinny. So our coach pulled Hart. I mean, are you kidding me? Down 4, third period, score 5 unanswered. Let's see what happens here. Do we have an OT hero? Could it be Hyman with the hattie? And it's McDavid. I mean, I don't care who scores. McDavid, their OT hero. What a comeback. Down 4 heading to third, wins 6-5 in overtime. That's a championship mindset there. That team, you know, they didn't get demoralized. They fought back. They clawed their way into that game. And we're up 2-0 now. And look at that. Both games there decided by 1 goal. Head to Winnipeg here. We're down 1-0. Dubois. 2-1 though. Immediately answer back. Again, it's the duo McDavid and Crosby. Hold on there, 3-1. Nuge as an empty netter. Let's go. 3-0 series lead now on these Winnipeg Jets, who had a sick team as well. If we can get by them, I think I saw we're playing either Montreal or New Jersey in the Stanley Cup Final. Let's see what happens here, guys. Game 4. Down 1 again. Kyle Connor. Goal-scoring machine. That's the reason why I won the Maurice Richard Trophy. 2-0 now. Suter actually gets that one. 2-2. Are you kidding me, Draisaitl? What a hero. He's got 2. Can he make it a Draisaitl 3? Scoring the OT game winner as well as the series winner. Let's find out. No, are you kidding me? Suter there, I think, actually, second of the game. Scores on Hart. So the Jets were determined not to get swept. But I mean, we played them close, obviously. Losing that one in OT. If Draisaitl would have got like the OT Hattie game winner, that would have just been absolutely unbelievable. But here you go, guys. Game 4 back in Edmonton. And sorry, I meant Game 5 back in Edmonton. We're up 3-2. McDavid, Draisaitl again with a couple. He's still looking for that Hattie. Oh, we're actually tripling them in shots. 18-6. 4-4. Draisaitl finds the Hattie. Unfortunately, though, that answered back with a couple goals of their own. I mean, look at that. 30-13. Come on, guys. Help out Carter Hart. 5-5. Stone there. They actually had the lead. Misa scores on with 2 minutes to go. 44-24 now. And there we go. There is justice. Misa with the OT winner. we move on to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time in this series. Hard-fought battle there with the Jets. I mean, every single game was a one-goal game except for Game 3 there, which still only was a 2-goal game. And we've actually got the New Jersey Devils. Okay, so McDavid versus Hughes. This will be a fun one for sure. Take a look at those lines. McDavid's got 26 and 16 right now. He's popping off. I know we did get Matthias Ekholm from the Devils, actually. So how funny is that? Let's take a look here. They got Holtz in that first line. Now 90 overall. Playing with Hughes and Hischier. They got Hischier on the wing, which is super surprising because he's got 87 faceoffs. Hughes has 76, which actually is higher than I expected. I put them down to 60, so they must have grown. Second line here, you got Palat, Mercer, and Bratt. And I mean, look at this. Mercer here, he's got 61 faceoffs. Why not put him first line right wing? Since he's a right winger, have Hischier play second line. I don't understand AIGM sometimes. Clorn on the third line there with Philip Clancy and Rem Pitlick. And then the fourth line here is Jesper Boqvist, Morgan Geekie, and Nolan Foote. Defensively here, I mean, come on. Luke Hughes, Simon Nemec top pair. Hamilton, Siegenthaler second pairing. Perbix, Marino bottom pair. I just remember too, we actually traded for Sandin Pellikka from them. So they could have had him potentially on the bottom pair. They got Anderson as their starting goalie. I mean, this is a good team for sure, but I would take our team over them if I had to put money on it. So let's see what happens here, guys. This is what you play for. Stanley Cup Final, best of 7. Have the home ice advantage. Identical records here as well, heading into this playoff series. We're down 1 early, just for Bratt. Tied up, though, Sidney Crosby. Let's go. Unfortunately, 2-1. Killorn there with the game winner. All right, so we're down 1. I believe we were also down 1 to the Kraken, and we won 4 straight. Yes, we did. So maybe we can do that here against the Devils. I'm hoping we can at least win 1 game at home. 1-0 lead. Crosby again. He's been so good for us these playoffs. 4-1. Crosby has another. Misa, McDavid, Hischier for them. 6-1. Draisaitl and Nuge. Okay, yeah, this team, we were not going down 2-0. So it's all tied up now, heading to New Jersey. Game 3 here. Let's see what happens. First period, 0-0. Second period, 1-1. Nuge for us, Geekie for them. 2-1. Let's go. Hyman with the game winner. We also have the 2-1 series lead. If we could take both games in New Jersey, that would be huge. Headed home with a 3-1 series lead. I always feel like Game 4 is so big when it's 2-1. Here we go, guys. 2-0 lead. Hyman with a couple. Okay, he's popping off now. 4-1. Draisaitl, Frost. Can Hyman find the Hattie? 5-4. Millette actually. Huge goal. He gets the game winner there to give us the 3-1 series lead. Jack Hughes was trying, though. He brought the Devils within 1 twice. Unfortunately, it was just not enough. So there we go, guys. I just mentioned wanting a 3-1 series lead, and we have it. All we got to do now is lock this thing down. We've got 3 games, 3 chances for greatness. Can we get McDavid his Stanley Cup? Let's find out. Game 5. Doesn't look like it's happening in Game 5. Down 4-0 early. 4-1. I mean, we did answer back one time with like 5 goals in the third, so I really should resume in case somehow, some way we like put in 6 and I missed the Stanley Cup celebration. I'd be so upset, but I think at the 10-minute mark, it's probably safe to like, you know, sim the period. Yeah, 5-1. I feel like if at the beginning we started scoring, you know, maybe we'd have something to cheer for, but all right, unfortunately, you know, the boys didn't want in Game 5. Maybe they can get it done in New Jersey. I'd like to win at home, but honestly, I'd just be fine winning anywhere. Game 6. Are you kidding me? Down 2-0. Holtz Marino. 3-1 now. McDavid gets a goal. He wants the Stanley Cup. He's wondering, where is his team gone? Come on. There's still time left here. Down 2. We are approaching, though, halfway through the period. Pretty close in shots, though the Devils are out shooting us. Didn't really have a shot from either team for about 5 minutes. Nemec there gets one. 4-1. I mean, with 3 minutes to go. That is all she wrote. So after having a 3-1 series lead, we're now heading to Game 7. Luckily, though, that means, of course, we can win the Stanley Cup at home. Heading towards Game 7 here, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit nervous. Just lost 4-1 and 5-1. I think those are like our 2 worst losses of the playoffs. Heading to the most important game of these players' lives. Game 7 at home. Stanley Cup on the line. Here we go. 2-1 lead. Holloway and model. It's the Death players getting it done. Clancy for them. 2-1 still. Resume third period simulation here. Outshooting them slightly. Jack Hughes ties it up. Are you kidding me? Leon Draisaitl on the power play. 3-2. Perbix ties it up. You've got to be kidding me. Draisaitl again. He will not be denied. 4-3 now. Halfway through the third. Power play. Did Holloway score shorthanded? No. Okay. Regular goal, but still 5-3. 5 minutes to go now in the third. 4, 3, 2. 1 minute left. 2-goal lead. These guys just have to find a way to lock it down. Look at the beard McDavid's rocking there. I don't think he can actually grow something like that. And I love, too, if you look at Jack Hughes' face, just completely clean-shaven. Not even a little bit of stubble. Here we go, guys. As I mentioned, this is what you play for. Ratings-wise, we got 1 better offense, 4 worse defense, 2 better goaltending. So, 2 pretty evenly matched teams. I swear, did I not? Oh, I think I did computer versus computer. We'll see if I win this face-off. Oh, I'm playing. One sec. Big save there from Carter Hart. I was going to say, if they somehow scored because I didn't take the face-off there, I was going to be so upset. But big save from Hart. They should be showing us the Stanley Cup next. Oh, there it is. It's like a little bit hidden there on the right. But as you can see, they're getting that thing ready, polished off for whoever's going to win it. But we're at home. A couple Devils fans there, not looking too happy. I just really hope this team can actually lock it down here. Also, I should mention the Devils have the goalie pulled, so literally just one lucky dump away from making sure we're going to be Stanley Cup champs. Look at all the X-Factors out there. Both teams, best players on the ice. They're not fooling around. Fourth liners, they're not getting the minutes. Draisaitl, I think it's a Hattie if he dumps it in. What are you doing? You're deking at the blue line with an empty net. A chance to put away the cup and give yourself a hat trick in Game 7. No way. Hughes. Are you kidding me? Hughes to Hischier. 38 seconds to go. The Devils pull within 1. Playoff point scoring leaders McDavid, Draisaitl, Crosby. Our first line is literally just the top 3 players. Hischier put himself on the top 10 list. Looks like the first line is still out there. They are not taking these guys off the ice. So, like, you're playing this final minute. You're winning us this cup. Jack Hughes, nice save from Hart. Crosby, you have to get that puck back from Hischier. Hughes to the point to Luke Hughes. That's actually so funny. Hughes to Hughes. Draisaitl here on it. You have a chance, Draisaitl. He doesn't want the hat trick. He misses from there. The dude's had multiple 100-point seasons. Can't find the empty net. McDavid, though, with a chance. McDavid does it. He does what Leon could not. 6-4, 10 seconds left. There we go. I'm not going to lie. I was so nervous there after they pulled within 1. But maybe Draisaitl just wanted McDavid to, get the final goal here of the game. You can see there, 36 points now. Riley, their 8th, actually, in scoring, too. We got the second line out here for the final 10 seconds. Can't believe it. Team finally wins one for McDavid. Took us 5 years, but, we had to build the right team, and sometimes it takes time. Here we go, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there you have it. Edmonton Oilers are finally, once again, Stanley Cup champions. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl both get their first Stanley Cup, solidifying themselves as, Hall of Famers. McDavid, generational player, probably going to be going down as a top 5 player all the time. With his lineman there, Sidney Crosby, who, of course, we had to pick up. His idol growing up. I mean, how cool is that? Him to win a Stanley Cup with him. Definitely, once we get the cup with McDavid, I should... Oh, crap, I just realized... Because it's computer versus computer, I should have went back to controlling it in the final 5 seconds. That way, I could have actually chose to have McDavid give it to Crosby first, because that's who we should be going to. Of course, McDavid there wins the Conn Smythe. That is no surprise. Led the playoffs in scoring. I mean, come on. He's taking home an Art Ross this year, probably a Hart with the Conn Smythe trophy. He's pretty much going to get every accolade, which is awesome to see. And now you have the trophy we've been chasing. Stanley Cup. McDavid finally gets his name on it, and we still got 5 years left, so... he could get his name on it 5 more times. Potential dynasty here. Imagine 6 straight Stanley Cups. I don't think there's any way that's happening, but the possibility is there. You never know. And look at this, McDavid hoisting that Stanley Cup for the first time. Looks good. Wearing the blue with the blue confetti. Meant to be. And like I was saying, guys, I don't think I get to pick who's going to go to because I did CPU versus CPU. Please give it to Crosby. Please give it to Crosby. No. Hyman, please give it to Crosby. Oh, who's he giving it to? Borgen? Are you kidding me? He had it on Crosby twice, just to fool me, I guess. Decides to go Borgen. You know what? Crosby's won 3. I guess he can, share the first Stanley Cup lift. Will Borgen, though, the depth defenseman, heart and soul character guy. You gotta appreciate them. Morgan Riley getting it next. Okay, I mean, obviously made that big trade for Morgan Riley. I think that's a big reason why he won this Stanley Cup. We had our offensive defenseman on D, and unlike kind of Barry and Klingberg, Riley had a bit better defensive stats. He was also just a better defenseman in general. He's 90 overall, Barry was an 83, Klingberg was an 84, so Riley can produce for us, but also still, play some defense. Come on, give it to Crosby, or you're going to give it to Draisaitl. Crosby or Draisaitl, he's going to go Hyman, isn't he? Or he's going to go to Carter Hart. I guess the goalie makes sense. No, he decides, you know what, we're giving it to Draisaitl next. Fair enough, I think. You guys can see Nuge there, too. Draisaitl, of course, McDavid's wingman. I feel like he's the Robin to McDavid's Batman. I feel like he's just as important to win the Stanley Cup as McDavid. And finally, the team pick there, McDavid with the C. You got Nuge, of course, the longest ever Oiler, which is pretty crazy. Can't believe we finally did it. That is so awesome. So, again, at this point, playing with house money, we got our first cup. Got 5 years now to see how many can we win this team. Hopefully a couple more. And there you have it, guys. The Edmonton Oilers 2026-2027 Stanley Cup champs. Look at those names. Solid team. I feel like we can actually bring majority of these guys back as well. If we want to just run it back and try and win this thing twice in a row, I feel like we have a good shot at it. And of course, guys, your first star in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, McDavid there with a goal and 3 assists. Honestly, guys, I'm so excited if we won it too in year 5 because obviously a couple franchises, it took till the final, year 10 to get one. Had to be super nervous. So now, like I said, you can just worry about winning multiples. Utica Comets there, winning Calder Cup. Probably going to see the draft lottery there. Vancouver jumps from 3-1. Islanders 5-2. So Detroit gets screwed, of course. Drops from 1-3. Detroit, even in a sim, cannot win a draft lottery. Next, we'll take a look at the awards. McDavid, total domination. 36 points in 23 games. The guy was averaging about 1.5 points a night in these playoffs. I mean, come on. The dude went off there. And Drexel not far behind at 32. Crosby, 29 at 39 years old. I'm really hoping he doesn't retire because that first line was just amazing. Riley as well, put up a point per game in these playoffs. Let's see Carter's Hart stats for us. Actually worse than regular season. 907 save percentage, 3.11 goals against. Now, he was facing tougher competition, so, maybe that's why. I feel like definitely he's our goalie of the future, though. His regular season numbers were very, very impressive. So, playoff tree-wise, Devils there. Beat the Blue Jackets in 6, Bruins in 5, Canadiens in 5, before losing West in 7. And like I was saying, guys, next we'll take a look at these awards. Stanley Cup, basically President's Trophy as well when you think about it. Like, we tied the Leafs in points. Clarence Campbell. Individual here, McDavid, 4th straight Art Ross. He's going to go for all 5. He wants it just to be his name on the screen. Gets a Hart Trophy there as well. His 2nd because they seem to like to screw him over on that one. But he does get it the year he wins the Cup, which is pretty cool. Adam Fox's 4th straight Norris. Absolutely unreal. Total domination. Clayton Keller there, back-to-back Lady Bings. James there, Calder Trophy. McDavid, of course, Conn Smythe. Carter Hart did get the Vezina. Let's go. I wasn't sure if you would get that. So, yeah, like I said, our goalie of the future for sure. Yorgi, though, got the William Jennings. So, I mean, tons of awards here for us. Very Variable Masterton, LA coach Jack Adams, Austin Matthews, Selke, interesting. McDavid also got the Ted Lindsay there, and then Kyle Connor, Misha Shard. So, yeah, great season for us overall. In terms of the AHL awards, as I mentioned, Utica there won the Calder Cup. Individually here, Tyler Madden, most points and MVP. Also had the most goals. He's just tearing it up for Utica, probably why they won the Calder Cup. Fairchild, best rookie. Goligoski, best D-man. Portillo there, best goalie. Tyler Madden also got MVP of the playoffs. Just a sick player in the A this year. Captain in sportsmanship, now in the AHL. Christopher was actually a Spitfire player. Community involvement. And then Portillo also had lowest goals against. All right, so very excited, guys, to see kind of what we can do to just, keep this team together, keep them getting better. Like I mentioned, though, there is a chance we get some retired players here. Crosby, Ekholm. Might be someone I'm missing as well. Are you kidding me? I mean, I can't be upset with him. He comes and joins McDavid. The kid who's kind of taking the torch from him as the face of the NHL. And they won a Stanley Cup in their first year playing together. And Crosby retires on top. 1,848 points in 1,518 games. He actually finishes 2 points behind Gordie Howe, but does finish in the top 5 for total points. So, I mean, yeah, I would say probably a top 5 player all time. I'd have him above Yager, and then you could probably have, Bobby Orr rounding out that top 5 list. Blake Wheeler there retires, was actually on the AHL team. Voracek there. This, of course, before I put him on the LTIR, which he is now for the new roster. Phil Kessel there as a free agent was down to 72. Jonathan Toews, David Krejci, Jamie Benn. Letang as well retires. He, of course, still at the Penguins. Jordan Eberle, Josh Bailey, Henrique. I mean, you've got a lot of kind of everyday NHLers here calling it quits at this point, which is surprising to see. Ekholm did retire. Wow. So, I mean, pretty cool at least. 2 veterans got to go out as Stanley Cup champs, thanks to us winning it. In terms of the goaltenders here, Jonathan Quick retires, same with Jake Allen, Martin Jones, Jonathan Bernier, Grice. I guess the one good thing with Crosby retiring, guys, there really only is one good thing, is we just got a bunch of cap space to use, whether it be, free agency, trade, whatever. The team can be a bit more flexible, but as I mentioned, I really love that first line. Like, they were meant to play together. So, I'll take a look at this draft class here, of course, 2027. A couple unknowns at the top, from Switzerland and Estonia. That's why they're unknown. 3 medium leads behind them. I mean, the top 2 guys are probably medium lead as well. Just kind of, that'd be where the smart math is. Gems here, 58, 43, but we really don't know the potential of the one guy. Fortunately, no guaranteed medium leads from our scouts. All right, our scouts did find 1 diamond in the rough potentially. Parker Iverson, medium top 4. Not supposed to go until 42. Which, if we have a late first-round pick, could even be our guy. And look at the top of the message center, guys. It's just all our players. Congratulations, Sidney Crosby, on a great career. Hashtag retiring. McDavid won the Hart Trophy. McDavid won the Art Ross trophies. So this year was all about the Oilers. Next year, though, like I said, we're going to have to be a little bit creative, maybe, filling the hole that Crosby left. And look at this, guys. Hart actually went up in rating because, of course, just won a Vezina trophy. So, very cool to see. Now, 90 overall. And this is kind of funny, guys. I'm just looking through teams' trading blocks right now. The Vancouver Canucks have both Patrick Kane and Evander Kane. Obviously, we also had both those players. But to see them kind of both on the Canucks of all teams is, Just funny to me. And next year, guys, try to make a trade at the Oilers Center to get 2 second-round picks in this year's draft, 44 and 54. There's guys I want at both spots. I'm actually offering them 2 of the second-round picks we've gotten for 2025 via trades, along with our third-round pick this year, which we got from Columbus. There's guys that I want these spots, so it makes sense for us to do this. Their picks are on the block. They want our picks. Trades accepted. I kind of figured that. Maybe could even give them like a 4th, but it is fine. So I'm actually keeping our first-round pick here, number 32. Gonna probably just reach a little bit here because the guy I want, there's actually a couple. We'll take whoever's higher ranked. So Iverson and Karen in there. Central Scouting, 44, 45. I guess we're going to go Iverson first here and then hope Karen makes it, or maybe actually can even move up a couple spots. So Iverson, guaranteed medium top 4D. And as you guys can see here, he's 59 overall, medium top 4. So last pick in the first round, not bad at all. Still only 17 as well, so a later birthday, which I think actually might be a factor in the sim. Top 5 picks here are all just standard medium elites. Myers there, the Canucks, 83. McGill needs an 80, going to the Islanders. Good name, of course. Rasmussen, that's kind of funny, going to the Red Wings, an 80. Bobik there, Grote. So yeah, just standard top 5, all about a low 80 with medium elite potential. And as I mentioned, guys, I want to make sure I don't miss out on the other prospects. So offering the Washington Capitals here a 6th rounder to move up 6 spots. I feel like it's meant to be. Trade accepted. Okay, there we go. Maybe could even done a 7th. It's hard to say like how much they value moving up. But wow, Ray there, low elite to the Flyers, 64 overall. Not a bad pick at all there early in the second round. Now, we've actually got a couple gems coming up, so hopefully we can hit on both of them. The first one here, Joakim Karanen. Please be good. 61 overall, medium top 6. That's not bad at all. Sniper there. Decent shot, like high 70s for a 60. Early second round pick. I'll take that all day. And our next pick here, guys, in the second round is pick number 54. The other guy should still be there. He is. Koppinen. He's a gem as well. Please be good. And let's go. Are you kidding me? 61 overall, medium elite, end of the second round. I mean, pick 22 in round 2. That's got to be lucky, and clearly it is. No X factors on him, but still, 61 overall, medium elite forward. Like, this is how you build a dynasty. You get good picks like this. Obviously, you got that medium elite grinder a couple drafts ago as well. That is amazing. And we're not picking here, guys, in the 4th round. I'll probably just go with our best pin, although this goalie here could be medium elite, so current Broncos. NHL 5 years though. Actually, guys, look at this Calvert prospect. He's a guy that also could be medium elite. NHL guaranteed 5 years, but I think he might have an X factor. The fact that there's like a potential for X factor there, I'm gonna take him. This is definitely a risky pick. 56 medium top 6 grinder. That's not bad at all. Medium top 6 potential in the 4th round. I am curious to see though this goalie, if he does go soon, which he probably will. What his rating potential is. Okay, so yeah, we didn't really miss out on much. 56 overall, medium fringe. He probably would never even made that NHL team. Now, next year, guys, I'm offering the Montreal Canadiens a 6th round pick with Hunter Jones. He's kind of too old to be the AHL starting out at 26, rather be a younger player, along with Kiskakov, Sobrongo. They're both just kind of okay AHL players who never really, amounted to much. For 3 7th round picks, there's 3 guys I want at the end of this draft. Montreal says yes, so that's a good trade for us because I didn't even actually need the 6th. Also, 2 guys looking around the drafts, and even on low, it's kind of crazy the amount of steals you'll still see. So in the 4th round here, Carolina Hurricanes. They actually had back-to-back picks. Their first one's a low top 9. The next one there, medium elite, only 48 overall, so not quite as good as our second round pick. What was it? Pick 22, I believe. Absolute steal there, and Koppinen, but still pretty cool to see that. Like I said, even on low, still some absolute steals. Now, next here, guys, you're going to go to my pins. Highest ranked guy is going to be Gogolev. Could be medium elite. Let's see. And a medium bomb 6. All right, well, we had to take a chance on him. And now with our 2nd, 7th round pick here, there's actually both these guys I'm drafting probably would go to like free agency, but I don't want to risk it. Martinuk there from the Spits, 59 low bomb 6, nothing crazy. And then final pick there in the draft. Would be cool if this guy actually ends up being like a player for us. Ahmad Gagliardi. And 56 medium bottom 6. All right, so luckily we didn't really give up too much for those final 3 guys. And start the re-sign phase here, guys, with about $16 million in cap space. As you can see, all of our top players are locked up. Now, Michael Misa does need an extension next season. Going to cost us a lot of money, probably in like the $7 to $9 million range, depending, how nice he is. Luckily, Holloway, 86 overall, making $2 million still. Like, that contract's amazing. Hyman as well is going to need a pay raise. I'm thinking he'll probably want like 6.5, which luckily, isn't too much more than he's making right now. But I mean, yeah, look at that. We got $16 million in cap space, and this is insane. We have nobody to resign. Protis, he's literally playing 4th line center, is the first guy to resign. So $16 million to go and just get the best free agent available. We'll probably just do like a 1-year deal. All right, guys, so this has to be like the most uneventful re-sign phase I've ever done. I can't believe the entire NHL team is under contract. Like, that is nuts. I think both Crosby and Ekholm did need to do deals, but obviously they retired. So all we had to do is re-sign a couple of AHL players. Ostapchuk there I made an offer on. I was actually going to bring back Ty Ronning, but he's 74 overall, and he wants $1.2 million, which I think you can bury some of that, but I don't know if you can bury all of that. So honestly, it is not worth it. Like, just the risk there if it messes up the cap space. Him being a 74. Kapunin here, we actually just drafted, gave him an offer to. Probably put him like top 6 in the AHL, even though he's 61. Just see how he does there. Again, really good spot to be in. 16 million. We have a lot of opportunity here to bring in, like I said, a big name free agent. Especially, we could go like one guy $8 million long term, the other guy $8 million just on a 1 year to make sure, again, we have that money for Misa. Also, you can see here, brought back the AHL head coach. He needed a new deal. Protest there said yes. Stop Chuck capping in there. So yeah, that's it for the re-sign phase. That was, like I said, easiest one ever. And so here we go, guys. We're now in free agency with $16 million to spend. I'm sure there's going to be someone that gets upset once I sign like a big name free agent, but it's like, we just won the Stanley Cup. We have $16 million in cap space. You're telling me this team's not signing somebody like Quinn Hughes? Are you kidding me? 90 overall. He wants $12 million bucks. Now the thing is with him, actually, wow, roll top 4, so he could play second pair to actually wouldn't affect his overall. We could have him run one power play, Riley run the other. Taze, of course, kind of like the lead guy on the PK. So that's definitely an option. And then we go with like a $6 million player on a 1 year. Will Smith's an RFA. Panarin, $9.3 million. Could play him with McDavid, Draisaitl. He put up 87 last year. You got Drake Batherson below him, Tom Wilson. I should sort this by overall. I feel like that should honestly be the default. Tarasenko could bring back. Calabrini there, he's an RFA, of course. Second overall pick, 2024. Should have been the first, but some computer-generated guy passed him. Gabe Velarde. Jared McCann only wants 6.5. Yzerman as well. All these players can't agree on like first-year deals. Okay, so like look at the rest of the players. Not a whole lot that's really, you know, enticing me. Lawson Crouse, actually. 30 years old, 84 overall, 2.6 million. He could easily be like a super fourth liner for us. Power forward, roll third line, checking forward. Defensive awareness isn't too bad. Could probably play the PK. You can see there, 4.5 star physical. Could use him to replace like Samuel Poulin and really not that expensive a price. Also, too, guys, looking at goalies here. Wait a minute. What is happening? Freddie Anderson, 87 overall, wants 4 million. Luukkonen, 87 overall, wants 1.1. I mean, we could just put Vinny back in the AHL to be a super AHL starter. We got to make an offer on him here. 2 years. Okay. 2 years, 1.5. Why is he asking? Did he suck last year? 900 save percentage, 3 goals against. He was a backup. He was 87 overall. That seems like a bug they got to fix. Jack Campbell, 83 overall, only wants 800K. Had pretty solid numbers last year. He was actually a starter, unless that was AHL. It was, okay. So that's why. But still, like, that's a steal as well. Could bring Campbell back, but Luukkonen to have, like, a super backup. And so I guess we'll wait on AHL goalies for Luukkonen to decide, unless somebody really good here. Nikitin, 2065, medium starter. I mean, not really amazing. And then two-way skaters here. Oslin, luckily, is an RFA. I was going to be so annoyed at whatever team drafted him. Nico Ninimaki, Montreal second-round pick, 2025. He's a grinder, low top 6. I don't really get letting go of this guy. Like, he might not turn out to be a player, but he also might, and I'm sure he's better than at least, you know, one of the prospects they have signed. Gurianov here, 30 years old, 81 overall, sniper. I kind of wouldn't mind him, honestly, on the first line of the AHL, just to give them a boost. We'll do like a 1 year, 900K. Actually, let's do 2 years, 900K, bury that thing, and help out the AHL team for the next couple seasons. We probably need at least one more AHL defenseman, guys. Vero here, 2579. 82 D awareness, but he's got 93 shot block and stick check. I'll give him an offer. 2 years, 850K. Again, just looking to help out the AHL team. So, in terms of like the big offers, again, we got 16 million. In terms of next season, we probably have, you know, closer to 6. So, an extra 10 million here to play with. Hughes is making just over that. Hughes is definitely worth figuring it out next season if we can get him. I just think like him and Riley would be absolutely ridiculous. So we'll offer 12 for 6. I think that's about what we can do. Really doesn't make sense to do more when we have Riley. Kind of like an embarrassment of riches. Lots of teams interested. We might not get him. And then we'll still have about 4 million left. So we could miss out on Panarin doing this. But Hughes is only 27. Like, he's pretty much the youngest you can be and a free agent. If we do miss out on him, definitely go after like Panarin. But actually in the meantime, like I mentioned, I am very interested in Lawson Crouse, especially at that price. 2.6 million there. We'll see. 2 years doesn't really do anything. Let's try 2 years, 2.8. I think he's just a really good fourth liner as well as PK. Especially he's got that speed too with wheels, 93 speed and XL. Even Alex Wenberg here, guys. 83 overall, only asking for 1.6 million. If we miss out on like all the top, you know, forwards, could definitely just bring him in as somebody to play in the top 9, especially at that price. Like, such a good deal. All right, guys, so that Nico Ninimaki guy accepted our offer. Decent prospect. Waiting to hear back from some other guys. A third and a fourth. I don't understand this offer. I drop back around and give them a medium starter goalie. Like, they think the medium starter has negative value. I made an offer on associate coach. Doesn't like the team market size, so I'll have to offer more money. AHL goalie coach said yes, though, which is good. A+ teaching. Gurianov there helping out the AHL team. Lawson Crow said yes. Okay, so I think that's a big help to that bottom six. Vero said yes. Win here back still from Quinn Hughes. Luukkonen said yes. I totally forgot. 87 overall, 1.5 million. What an absolute steal. Truly humbled by the lucrative contract. I feel like we're taking advantage of him here, but he's happy with it. Quinn Hughes goes with Vegas. Okay, that kind of sucks. Not only does he not go with us, but you actually go to the team in the Pacific. Kind of screwing the Canucks too, because obviously staying in this division. Honestly, it would have been really cool if he signed with the Devils, but I feel like they probably just didn't have the cap space. And honestly, guys, missing on Quinn Hughes might have been for the best, as Panarin's still available here. 35 years old, 89 overall, 1 year left. Again, we're looking at a 1 year, $10 million-ish deal. And I want to make sure we get him. So obviously, we have the extra cap space. We still have 13.3. 1 year, 10.5. Let's bring him to the Oilers and, see if we can do some damage on that top line. Play with McDavid and Draisaitl. I know in one sim, he played on a line with Matthews and Marner, and they were like the best line in hockey. Wasn't even close. So hopefully, we can kind of replicate that. And look at this, guys. The good thing we traded Ryan Johnson. 83 overall now, wants $5.75 million. Just simply not worth that price. And speaking of Michael Misa, guys, I'm going to see right now how much he wants in a contract extension. 10.6 for 3 years. Doesn't really change, honestly, in terms of the years. So let's do like 4 years at 85% rule. I like to try to not just do it, just try and guess to make it fair. Let's try like 4 years at 9.25. If he says no, we'll bump that up to like 9.5. Also too, might as well take a look at Hyman. Only wants 4.8 on 1 year, so he's actually taking a pay cut, which I didn't expect. We'll try like 4.5. If he says yes, we're actually saving $1 million about, which is awesome. And then Morgan Frost needs a new deal as well. He's gonna want 4.3. So I was looking at Alex Wenberg. Maybe we sign him to like a 2-year deal. Even if he's in the AHL this season, we call him up next year, assuming he doesn't drop in rating. And actually, guys, what I'm thinking is next year trying to trade Morgan Frost and Samuel Poulin to Ottawa Senators for 2 seconds. After bringing in Lawson Crouse, we no longer need Poulin on the 4th line. If we sign Wenberg, we don't really need Frost right now, and would save us a bit of cap space to potentially go and get another player. So 2 seconds on the block. They want both guys. Values pretty much equal. Trades accepted. Yeah, that looked like a pretty much spot-on fair deal. Now, like I was mentioning, before I sign Wenberg, we might have enough cap space now. Ooh, actually, 14.77. I might have to wait and see what it does after Panarin hopefully signs with us. I was looking at Ryan O'Reilly, so yeah, I think we're just going to have to wait. If we do, miss out on him, that's fine, assuming we get Panarin. Here we go. Anthony Duclair, definitely going to say no. They want a couple seconds. And there we go. We got that associate coach I wanted. He had A+ power play. Come on, Panarin. Come on down to the Oilers. You want to play with McDavid and Draisaitl? I know you do. Hyman accepted the contract extension. There we go, Artemi Panarin joining Edmonton. Let's go. I think that is a huge signing. Honestly, like I said, probably for the best. We missed out on Hughes. I think Panarin will probably have more of an effect on the sim. Misa there also accepted his extension, 9.25. Okay, so I think that's a very fair contract for him. And as I mentioned before, here's to see how much cap space we have now. So they're giving us $5 million. Unfortunately, it looks like Ryan O'Reilly's gone, but still can go and get any third-line center. We can afford $5 million. Tyler Seguin would be kind of nuts as a third-line center. A sniper there. Defensive awareness is not the best, but he's good face-off wise. Still has a good shot. What do you have last year? 47 points in 15 minutes of ice time. It's not that bad. Defensively, really rough though. So I think I'm just gonna stick with the original plan, signing Alex Wenberg here. 83 overall. Decent defensive awareness. Pretty good playmaker. Okay shot. I know he almost only passes, so we'll definitely need a sniper of some sort on his wing. We'll do like a 2-year deal. 1.65. Hopefully says yes. Probably playing with Holloway and Nuge. I'm not exactly sure how the line's going to break down chemistry-wise. Again, I don't understand these offers for our medium starter goalie. And there we go, guys. Wenberg did say yes. Now, next year, guys, we're trying to make one trade to kind of solidify our defense a bit more. Dylan DeMello on the block, the Vegas Golden Knights, making 6.7 for the next 2 years, which is quite a bit of money for him, but very, very solid defensively. 93 D awareness there, 85 shot block, 89 stick check. Obviously, looking at the puck skills, they're 2.5 stars. Really no shot accuracy. He's a very defensive defenseman, but I'm thinking that's kind of what we need on our defense. We got enough offense. Offering up Borgen here. Basically, he's just an upgrade on him. Get up our 2nd round pick this season. I feel like we're just betting on ourselves to try and go back to back. We'll keep the Senators and Hurricanes seconds. Looks like the value's pretty equal. We'll see what they say. Trades rejected. Okay. The value's a bit off, they said. Let's try like a 4th and 2030. There we go. Okay, so maybe could have gotten away with a bit below the lower pick, but I think at that point, it made all the moves I needed to, and team's looking pretty solid. Actually, because I just checked, we could still use one more AHL defenseman, and Yermo's available. 25.79, medium top 4. Again, I don't understand not signing him. Like, he's not a bust per se. Didn't end up being like, you know, a true top 4 defenseman, like his potential, but still, he's a top line AHLer, bottom pair NHL guy, which I think is worth signing. All right, guys, we're about to start next season now. I'll show you what the team is looking like. Very excited to see if we can repeat here, Stanley Cup champions. First line, Draisaitl, McDavid, Panarin, getting a +5. Draisaitl has actually dropped in rating by 1 from 96 to a 95. Second line here, you got Holloway, Misa, Hyman, getting a +3. Third line there, Yamamoto, Wenberg, and Nugent-Hopkins. Now, we could also go Nuge on the second line with Yamamoto, so let me know which kind of pair of wingers there you want. As you guys can see, they have to stay together, otherwise chemistry gets messed up. McLeod on the fourth line there with Millette and Krause. Millette's still a 68, which is kind of crazy. Do just want a Stanley Cup. I feel like I'm going to leave him there, though, because, again, we want a Stanley Cup with him on the fourth line, so it was working. Defense here, you got Taze Riley top pair, DeMello Broberg second, with Sandin Palika and Murphy on the bottom pair. Murphy actually dropped in rating by 1, same with DeMello. Luckily, DeMello's defensive stats are still unreal, so that's good. Broberg, I think, actually went up by 1 from 83 to 84. Goaltenders, I don't think I ever had a goaltending duo this sick. Normally, I wouldn't either, but when we got them like this cheap, I think combined 6.7 and 1.5. So combined, they're making like $8.25 million, which is insane. So 90 and 87. We'll see how that does. Like, I think it'll artificially bump the team overall because our goalie overall is going to be like way higher because we have such a good backup. So we'll see if that just somehow helps us in the sim. AHL-wise here, Dorofeyev, Simoneau, Gurianov. I think it's a nasty first line. They're all 80+. Ostapchuk, Niederbach, Tulio, all 79s on the second line. Suzuki, Iskakov, and Protas on the third, with Payarvi, Kupanen, Chason on the fourth. Now, Kupanen here is actually the medium elite guy we just drafted, so hopefully he'll play well and grow. Defensively even, I mean, all 80+s. Dvorak, Norlander, Yurmo, Kuliachanik. Then we got Viro and Hemisali on the bottom pair. They're getting a -2, but honestly, like, when the top 4 is 80+, because of that, with chemistry boost as well, I think we just have to leave it that way. Vinny starting there, 85 overall. Role's starting goalie. Okay, so I actually didn't realize he was 85 now. I thought he was still like an 82. I don't even know what to do. The thing is, he's got 67 points still. Like, I don't think he can be a starter, so maybe he can just go off. If he does have 1 year left, this could be good for us. He does. Okay, so actually could kind of mess with it a bit. If he stays in the AHL this year, we'll actually be able to sign him for much cheaper next summer, and then he'll come in for like Lukin and Hart in the future. So maybe this will actually work out. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. Now, in terms of the ratings, guys, for this team, we've got 97 offense, 94 defense, and 92 goaltending. So, like I was saying, hopefully we can run it back here, winning our second straight Stanley Cup. You guys will have to wait until next episode to find out. If you enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.